Okay, so that.
That's not good. That's my sleep number. What was your sleep number? Wow. Yeah. That, yeah. So packing a suitcase, because I have to go back to the hospital, and letting the dogs, feeding them and letting them go pee. But at 3 a.m. it was scary. Like, I was asleep and I heard this like that, and I woke up and then I heard like a bang against here really loud, and I ran in here and Justin was on the ground and it scared me, and he was just like knocked out cold, and that's where he hit his head, and now he's got staples and he's doing good. But the concern was this, and it's called a hema something another, but it's like a coffee ground blood, and it was all over here. And which I'm doing fresh laundry, and I want to get this cleaned up. I just got this cleaned up. The ambulance came. I ran down the driveway, and it was crazy. I ran down the driveway, and I had recently got my address changed. And the lady down the street was like, hey, your address is not changed. Here's a new address. And so they actually changed it on the map somehow, but then I never changed my box address, and everything's still been shipping to me normally. So I was nervous about that, and I'd called 911 while he was down on the ground. I was shaking him, but I ran around, grabbed the phone, and came back, but then he was like kind of up a little bit, and he's like, oh, I feel so much better. I'm like, well, what happened? He's like, I just fell while I was throwing up. I'm like, why, okay, I know that the other day he, on Thursday, he took the shot, the GLP1 shot, and he kind of threw up a little bit because he had missed 3 weeks of taking it, and then all of a sudden it like really irritates your stomach. So I was like, okay, maybe that's what it is. And we had a work day, and we put in like so many hours of work. Like it was hot, like my entire body, like my shorts, you could wring out. Like it was just hot. I went through over 200 ounces of water, and I do like the Endurolights, like I do like 3 of the elements in there, both of the hydration, and then I also take electrolytes and magnesium lactate, and I'm always making sure like I'm eating and all that. And he's not good at drinking water, and I'm like, dude, I'm concerned. Like I put little Gatorades in the car, and when I went back to the car, because I had to take breaks in between to actually get more off spray, because it was like super buggy. And in between that time, I noticed that there's 2 Gatorades gone, and I was like, well, that's good. Maybe he's, drinking fluids and stuff like that, that he needs to be pounding more of that. But he's in a dozer going back and forth using hammers, shovels, like it is just a lot, And the end of the day was fine. We come home, it was hot. We kind of crawled up in bed at 8, and we ate dinner and all that stuff, and showered. Then we actually fell asleep, I think, at like 12 or 1, but he was like on the game and stuff too. Like he played the basketball game like that, but I think I went to bed like at 1. So I literally probably got like 2 hours of sleep, and it was wild because I had to open the garage. I like grabbed a flasher, put it on the mailbox to make sure that they like saw me, and then they came in here, and there's a bunch of them, and the guy was like, did those little pulse. His pulse was 54, which is low. So he literally had passed out right here is what happened. And it's like, okay, I think I didn't even know what to do. I was just trying to figure out. I thought it was a heart attack, because I'm like, but then the more and more like we start being at the hospital, it seems to be like, okay, I'm glad that they gave him the IV, because he's got to be dehydrated. He walks around dehydrated. So definitely, thank goodness they did that, you know. And then for your blood pressure to be low, it's just like just the volume of everything moving around is low. So, you know, he could have passed out because his blood volume was low because of dehydration. And also, when you're looking at his blood pressure on the actual screen, it's saying like 104/76. Dude, I know as big as he is, and he's lost a lot of weight. He's lost 30 pounds and then lost 9 pounds of muscle and 1% body fat. But I know his blood pressure is way higher than that. So that's an indication of either blood loss or like fluid loss. And the good thing that I just researched, which I came back and looked, I've already been looking at the stuff he's been throwing up, is that the darker the blood is, kind of the better, because it's not like continuing to bleed. So whatever it was, like whatever it happened, sometimes if you do have like a little tear or something, or like an ulcer, it could maybe stop bleeding within 72 hours. I don't know. The GLP1 makes all that stuff, or that medication makes it sit in your gut. So whatever it was, however long it was bleeding, had been in there for a while, because the gut doesn't empty like super quick. So it had been staying in there. I don't know if it was like the dehydration might have, I don't know, stimulated it. I have no idea. But when they tested to see if anything was like in his bowel, like, you know, you got the top, you got the bottom, nothing showed up down there. So if he hadn't pooped for 3 days, and obviously this has been, you know, whatever blood situation has been going on has kind of just like started maybe, or otherwise they would have seen it down there. Does that make sense? And maybe I'm just putting all the pieces together. Feel free to like type comments. I think we learn more the more that we talk about stuff, because we were out there for 8 hours and it was hot, and it's a lot of work, you know, and the whole trail thing is a lot of work. So, and maybe just me talking through, and maybe it's an eye-opener, maybe to lift weights, maybe to drink more water. Like, I think hydration is so key. Like, I'm the biggest like hydrate or die, and wow, this is kind of like one of those things, because that really could happen. He could have hit his head and been knocked out, and I don't know, and then I wouldn't have hurt him. There's so many things, but maybe we're going to see some things, because they're running massive amounts of tests. I mean, they're sending in, oh my gosh, like right now he's doing an EKG thing, and they asked me to leave and come back in an hour and a half, so I came to do the dogs. And yeah, they're gonna do like a CAT scan. They did x-rays, they did every single thing from here to here they're gonna do. And he had vision loss on his right eye. He talked to me about it at 9 a.m. in the morning, like, hey, my eye, I'm kind of having double vision. He's had headaches for like 3 days, you know. So all that stuff, listen, like when people are talking to you, and make sure that you bring it up at the actual doctor's office, because that would incur like, okay, maybe we need to look at his head. And then if you left out the eye thing, then you need to, that, you know, like it all leads up to something. So I got to get back, I guess. I'm going to keep going and hopefully get some sleep. Not happy.
Hear what they say about. I let them know that I'm not gonna be here because I'm in the.
Last night when the ambulance was coming.
And
so even though they look at this, they may go with you.
He got his food. He goes, "This is so nice."
it is.
I can't believe they let you eat. Like, it was really, really tiny little tear, like little.
Oh my god.
So, had a rough go today.
I'm more tired.
Corey's running off about 2 hours of sleep.
Running off of about 2 hours of sleep or so. But yeah, a little bit of a crazy day. One that kind of scared me a little bit. If you've seen the pictures, you can kind of figure it out. But other than that, been kind of crazy, man. Just a weird day. Never expected it to happen like that. And anyways, I got a little. I was saying in the other video before they came in, so I'll kind of go over it again. But right here. I took a little bit of a hit right here. And then, of course, I got the 8 staples in the back up here. So what I think happened is I went down, and I'm pretty sure I kind of know what happened, but I got super hot, super sweaty, dizzy. I got up off the bed and went to the bathroom, and when I did, I got down on all fours because I was so dizzy that I couldn't really hold myself up, and I was like, man, if I fall from here, it's going to be bad. So I got down on all four, hands and knees, and just kind of got as close as I could to the toilet. In the meantime, I was dry heaving at the same time and couldn't get it to come out yet. And so when I did, basically,
laceration happened in the stomach.
I thought I was leaning up against the wall to kind of rest myself a little bit. But I think in the time frame that I was doing that, I passed out. And so I hit the wall, and I hit her little piece that holds our toilet paper was there. And I think I hit the edges of that, and then I think I came down and hit the toilet. I'm not sure, but Lori ran in. She heard me hit the trash can with my foot, and so Lori came in and basically got me, shook me, and got me to kind of come alive and alarmed. And so I was good, and I think she took off and ran and called 911 from there, and was trying to get the dogs rounded up and trying to get the gate open to the front. Put flashers out on the bike flashers out on the mailbox, which was excellent, and they were there pretty quick anyways.
Like really quick, and you were heaving so hard, you got your throat.
Yeah, so down in my esophagus tore a little bit, and didn't help matters. So when I did puke, finally it came up and it was super bloody, and then I puked even more in the bathtub. I crawled over to the bathtub and puked a lot more, and it was just real ground up, kind of coffee ground type, with a lot of fluid. I got all that done, and then I stood up and I looked in the mirror, and that's when I noticed I was cut right here, and I was white as a ghost. So I was kind of freaked out a little bit, and then I started getting dizzy again, so I took myself back into the bedroom and kind of just leaned over the bed and just laid on my stomach to try to chill. And that's when they came in and they got all around me, and they grabbed my office rolling chair and sat me down and rolled me all the way to the garage. So by the time I got to the ambulance again, it was time to do it. But other than that kind of update, we've done a full bunch of stuff today. I'm here overnight. I'll be here until tomorrow, and I should go home. Lori's got to maybe come and hang out, or she's going to go back to work. I don't know what she's going to do yet. You know, she lives, eats, breathes the shop, so we'll see. But I really appreciate everybody. Thank you for sending all the love and keeping us in your prayers and stuff, and just shows what kind of community you got. We got a pretty cool community. So anyways, thank you guys. I got folks in here to look at me one more time, so hope y'all have a good night. Be back, and we'll keep sending it together. Later, y'all.
Justin and Lori, these two and I are looking forward to our head coach getting better. Girls, you have anything to say?
Hope you feel better. Hope you to get home.
And get home, that's right.
Maddie said
We're praying for you to get healthy and recover well, and looking forward to seeing you again.
Yeah.
With me, and we both are praying that you're everything's 100% gonna come back 100%.
Yeah, I believe I will.
No issues.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it the best shot I got for sure.
Huh?
I said I really appreciate you guys.
Man, I don't even want to talk about this. Maybe I should, but that you're throwing up. That had.
That was the thing that scared me the most, you know. Seeing that come out of me, I was like, dude, am I dying? What the hell is going on? You know?
I'll tell you, the sickest I ever have been, I was throwing up. That's the worst I've ever felt.
So Blackhawk looked good?
Hey, Justin.
Yeah, buddy.
What's that?
Blackhawk looks good?
Yes, it's awesome. It's the best I think I've ever seen it. Foliage is cut back. There's everything. Yeah, it's just in awesome shape.
All right, I've never slept in a hospital before overnight, but this does remind me of the place that we were at in Bentonville. He rented like a small, like little, what was that place called?
In Bentonville.
No, it was like this. It was the exact same like size as this, and I was like, it was like the most depressing place I ever stayed because it's probably like hexed or something.
It's probably dead.
But it looked identical to this, like the floors, and it had like a little bike rack here, and then a bed over here. We literally stayed in a hospital room in Bentonville. It's called the Square or the Box. It's called the Box.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's called the Box. Yeah, I mean it was nice, but it's just like it just felt very sterile. But I'm gonna sleep very sterile tonight. 2 hours of sleep, maybe I can get at least 5. And maybe I can go on the road ride tomorrow. Maybe with my new bike. Maybe. We'll see. Working on getting out of here today, but good point was made. So when he went to get his scan, he lost 9 pounds of muscle and lost 1% body fat. But the ability to retain water has decreased because the muscle mass has decreased. So 1 pound of water holds 1.5 cups of water because that actual muscle is primarily water, not just the fiber itself. So that's an interesting point. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, it's a lot. We're discharging finally. Yay! He's got regular clothes on. Bye. He's no longer a candidate for the medication, but he really wasn't doing it the right way. He skipped 3 weeks and then took the lowest dose again and went out in the hottest time of the year without hydrating, without eating enough. Also, he was told to lift weights and he didn't. That's that's why there was a 9 pound loss of muscle mass. But if you were like seriously like just like about to die, then this medicine might work for you because you're gonna just die anyways. But they were like, oh, your A1C is great, but they didn't look to see what his A1C was before, and he's probably still pre-diabetic. Heck, I'm pre-diabetic. Like, I wear a glucose monitor and I watch it. Like, there's some days that I wake up above 100, and then there's some days that I'm just eating protein all day long, and then I see a spike because I'm like stressed out or I didn't sleep good. So if you can watch that and try to keep it underneath, a certain level, there's, you can watch your heart rate, you can watch your glucose. It's amazing. Like, eat less carbohydrates, and then when you're working out, you can eat more. You can set alarms that tell you like when to eat, when not to eat. It's amazing. The medication did curb his cravings. He would eat an entire bag of lemon heads and red hots in one night, just like you and I would eat popcorn. However, he can't be on it anymore, and I saw some Sour Patch Kids come through the house. So anyways, if you cannot like do it the right way, like lifting weights or riding bikes or whatever, then don't ruin your chances. Otherwise you're just gonna, you're probably gonna get hurt either way. But just, I don't know, make your own choices. You guys watch, but you got to subscribe. All right, Jay has new bike day, so